Excellent. Well, you're going to read us a bit from Kama Slumber now.
Yes, the history of sleep, which is kind of the introduction. Sleep has been around for centuries and remains the single most effective way of resetting the body after a full day. People have tried alcohol before, but this has been largely unsuccessful and in many cases has resulted in more sleep being required. Other sleep substitutes, such as water skiing and paragliding, have proved equally ineffective. The word sleep is relatively new and is formed from sl, a shorter version of sl, a noise that emanates as we dribble in the night, and eep, a mild version of the noise made after a particularly bad nightmare. The two were joined by astronomer Roger Colburnett, who has not yet had a comet named after him. There are two different types of sleep. The first is effective, allowing the body to relax and the brain to concentrate on that person you haven't had the courage to speak to yet. The second is non-effective, snatched at various moments on the bus, train, while the kids are about, or just before someone comes to the door to sell you something. It is important to cram as much effective sleep in where possible, so if you have a long shift and find it difficult to sleep at home, try to find a quiet place at work. How much sleep a person requires varies greatly, but it is widely believed to be 6 to 8 hours a day. A reduction in sleep causes fatigue, which leads to shouting, nonchalance, and general violence. Too much sleep can likewise cause problems such as missing the postman, forgetting hair and dental appointments, or being sacked from work. Only by finding the right balance for yourself as an individual can you function to your full potential. Sleep was invented by the Romans, who believed a period of unconsciousness was the best way to pray to the gods of fish, thus increasing their catch during the day. Before this period, naps and snoozes were patched into various intervals during the day, leaving people grumpy and dissatisfied. This explains the relatively late invention of the car, which was devised during a week of excellent rest. Incidentally, it is also the excuse used in the report drawn up after the discovery of fire, with cavemen claiming that an hour of rest every day was never going to be enough to bring on the pretty, ouch variety. Note here that pretty ooh variety referred to flowers. Since the advent of the evening doze, man has come far, gone wide, and achieved plenty. This includes the recording of time itself, which for decades was left to the sun. Pubs were never sure when to close under the old regime, since the glow of the moon was insufficient to the workings of the sundial, the cogs and gears relying on vitamin D as well as natural light. Now we're all fully aware of how long ago the plane left without us, or the meeting started that eventually led to our dismissal from the company. Without such information, we would all be blindly wandering the earth, trying to find the next portion of slumber while failing to progress in our normal lives. The act of unconsciousness itself has proven to be big business, with entrepreneurs forever attempting to make their million by reinventing pillows, beds and cushions. Thousands of travel comforters, vibrating mattresses, facial outerwear, clothing types and duvets can be spotted in every other shop, waiting to be plucked from obscurity into the mainstream. Many have put forward a wish to record the dreams that occur while they're sleeping for varying reasons, although, if I'm honest, most of them are probably fairly similar. As you read this, scientists are gathered in rooms for hours on end trying to tap into the brain so they can view and record the visual activity. No success has been recorded to date, but doubtlessly they will continue while the funding is present. There have been debates in recent times as to whether countries should adopt the Spanish tradition of having a siesta, a short nap at 2 p.m, to make workers more alert and to increase morale. However, latest figures suggest that most people learnt to drive in a siesta and wish to move on to greater, more powerful cars. This does not mean the issue won't return, however, as it seems to fill the gaps between holidays at certain departments within our shores. Sleepwalking is a phenomenon apparently experienced by many, whereby a person will carry out ordinary actions despite still being unconscious. Fingers have been pointed towards various suspects that stand accused of causing sleepwalking, notably cheese. However, no evidence has ever been put forward to confirm that cheese is responsible, and it is quite low on most scientists' agenda, so it could be a long time before cheese sleepwalking links are available. Animals are no exception when it comes to rest, each needing a required amount to function correctly. The reason lions and tigers seem fairly unfriendly when it comes to gazelles and antelope is rarely discussed during wildlife programs, but the truth is that most have had a hard night with the cubs and received very little coffee. Only by understanding the needs of animals can we start to cohabit with them more effectively. Domestic animals may seem to sleep constantly at times, particularly smaller pets such as gerbils and hamsters. The reason for this has nothing to do with being nocturnal or requiring a lot of rest. The truth is, they're resentful to the lives of humans to the point of being snobs. A hamster would rather roll around in your dinner than run on their little wheel to impress your friends, but their lack of escape possibilities means they are restricted to ignoring humans and pretending to be asleep. The future for sleep, as with anything, is uncertain. Whether it can continue to be farmed in the quantities it is today, or whether it will be replaced by a faster, more economical substance has yet to be seen. The alternatives will continue to be put forward and rejected, but there may be something not far down the line that answers all of the questions asked of it. Many people are working to find efficient alternatives, so you can rest easy in the knowledge that there is still plenty to go around. This is the preparing for sleep section. Although many find it simple to jump into bed and get straight on with the task in hand, there are external issues to be considered. Clothing, humidity, balance of the body, and your state of mind must all be given the right attention to ensure every unconscious minute gives its full potential. It is not uncommon for people to sleep without any clothing at all. For those who choose to wear something, check that it's not too tight, as restrictive clothing can give a claustrophobic impression on the body, which will cause disturbed brain patterns. In the same vein, clothing that is too loose can catch on drawer handles or bedposts, causing unnecessary waking of the wearer. Get to know your surroundings in the bedroom to help with nighttime disturbances. Familiarity is the key to avoiding stubbed toes or broken legs and will give you more time to commit to rest, rather than spending that time in hospital. Your body's temperature, despite common misconceptions by idiots, is influenced by your surroundings. Keeping a constant temperature in the bedroom will contribute to a good routine, which, in turn, aids restful sleep. Buy yourself a tall fan for the summer and some warm bedclothes to help keep your energy costs down in the winter, and you'll be using the bed like a pro in no time. Sleeping aids are everywhere since a poll decided that nobody ever sleeps anymore. Pills, herbs, drinks, you name it, it's out there. The only tried and tested method, according to our team, is a hot drink, preferably a heavy, malty number, which still may only work for a limited proportion of people. Trying an array of different concoctions will give you the best chances, but stay off the drugs, man. Also, stay in school. Finally, empty your mind before bedtime. This isn't easy, though a pen and pad will help you to remember those things that can't be achieved until tomorrow. Forgetting the girl or guy in the supermarket you don't have a chance with will also benefit, as it will turn your mind's attention to easier goals, such as tying your shoelaces and driving your car.